FERRER harshly criticizes Rafa Nadal's farewell. David Ferrer and Tony Nadal share their thoughts following the retirement of the Mallorcan star, reflecting on the event, which in hindsight fell short of matching the legend's stature. Stay until the end to hear their full statements. Rafa Nadal's farewell to professional tennis in Malaga continues to spark conversation. It marked the end of the career of the greatest Spanish athlete in history. While emotional moments were experienced at the Carpena Arena, many voices have criticized the event, suggesting it didn't rise to the occasion. The original plan was for Spain to reach the semifinals and, win or lose on Friday, hold a tribute then. Key figures such as Pau Gasol, Novak Djokovic, and even King Felipe VI had their schedules aligned for Friday. However, with the Netherlands defeating Spain earlier than anticipated, the farewell had to be moved to Tuesday. David Ferrer, the team captain, and Tony Nadal, who coached Rafa from his early days, spoke on Cadena Ser and Cope, respectively, and both agreed the farewell was not ideal. What do you think? Did it live up to expectations, or could it have been better? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on everything tennis related. Ferrer expressed his sadness about the situation. I'm sad about it all, about how it happened. First, because of losing the tie, which we didn't expect, though it's sport, and you know it could go either way. But it wasn't the scenario we wanted. I think we were the favorites, but we didn't show it. And also, ultimately, Rafa's farewell, for someone so important, felt a bit underwhelming. It lacked, well, maybe the presence of some key figures in his tennis career and others who have been vital rivals. The team was mentioned briefly, but this is a group that played such a big role throughout his career, and I miss seeing them more prominently included. Ferrer added, Rafa will have plenty of tributes at major tournaments, like I imagine Roland Garros will be, and he'll get the farewell he deserves. But on a professional level, this was his last match, the end of his tennis career, and we won't see him on a court again. I miss those elements a little. Similarly, Tony Nadal reflected. It was emotional, obviously, with the crowd's support. I personally like these events to include video highlights. I would have liked to see footage of Rafa winning the Davis Cup in Seville, images from Madrid, Roland Garros, or Wimbledon, things that evoke emotion. I don't mean to criticize anyone, not at all. I appreciated the effort and the good intentions. But if I'm being honest, I think it could have been more fitting. Today, you can mix music with images to create something truly emotional. Rafa's imagery alone inspires passion and emotion, and including that would have made it more impactful. But again, I'm grateful for the effort and the thoughtfulness. Ferrer also explained why he chose Nadal to play. I went with Rafa because I was confident. Between Rafa and Roberto Bautista Agut, seeing how they were training, Rafa was improving daily. They were playing evenly matched practice games, and I trusted Rafa. He's always been a fierce competitor. It was a gamble since he hadn't competed for a while, but if anyone deserved the opportunity, it was Rafa. For doubles, I leaned towards Carlos and Marcel because they had played together before. Rafa hadn't played doubles since the Olympics, and you need that experience to perform well. Looking back, it's easy to second guess, but that's how it went. We lost. On whether the atmosphere at the Carpena was lacking, Ferrer remarked, the Davis Cup format has changed a lot. Now, it's on a Tuesday, people come after work, it's not a weekend or a holiday. Late afternoon at 5 p.m., with many international ticket holders scattered across the stands. Still, I don't think the crowd's enthusiasm was the issue. If the match had been closer, I believe the energy would have been there. What I really missed was the farewell itself. It was rushed because no one expected us to lose, and when you do, there's sadness. It wasn't a celebration, it was bittersweet. Pau Gasol was supposed to be there Friday, and missing that opportunity for a more fitting tribute was disappointing. Regarding his future as captain, Ferrer said, I don't know yet. I have a year left on my contract, but these decisions need to be made carefully. I'll discuss it with the federation and the players. I always put my roles, whether in the Conde de Godó or the Davis Cup, at their disposal. If they're not happy, I'm ready to step aside. I've always been like that, but for now, I don't see any issues. Tony Nadal explained his absence, stating, I was in Madrid, planning to go to Rome, but I had some complications and couldn't leave. I had work commitments in Soria, and unfortunately, I couldn't make it to Malaga. My sons were going on Friday, but I had prior obligations. If I hadn't been tied up with work, I would have gone. He also defended Rafa's decision to continue playing despite injuries. Everyone knew this day would come. Seeing how things had been unfolding recently, it was clear the situation wasn't improving. Rafa made the best decision. Many ask why he didn't retire sooner, But few people step away from something they love so early. Reflecting on Nadal's performance, Tony said, "After seeing him train in Monaco, where he played well against Bautista and other players, I can understand David's choice. But sometimes Rafa performs better in matches than in training. This time, it was the opposite. He trained well, but the emotions and lack of match play affected him. When you see it now, you think the other player should have played. It's tough to see Rafa struggle because, as part of Team Spain, every point matters. Unfortunately, it wasn't his day." If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Tennis Zone, where we're dedicated to bringing you the best information for the best audience. From in-depth analysis to exclusive interviews and full coverage of the tennis world, join our community and share the excitement of tournaments with us. At Tennis Zone, we work hard to provide quality, up-to-date content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant tennis events worldwide.